One woman said that some woman came up to her 45 minutes before at the concert and said, "Look, you're all going to die tonight." So, I mean, FBI dudes, you got to, Columbos, man, you get out there. You get your butts busy, man, because that woman's on tape. You can find her. She could, get her to do a composite. I couldn't believe this stuff was coming out before this woman was interviewed, because a lot of times I watch Law and Order, I watch Forensic Files, I know how the cops operate. Sometimes they don't let information out so that they can find out what the hell's going on first. So they'll keep it from the media for good reason. But this is coming out, man. They found her before you guys did. You've got to talk to this woman 45 minutes before the shooting. This guy looked like he could be a victim of this MK Ultra. They look dead eyes. Man, this guy was sick. Multi-millionaire. You see how happy it made that guy. Doing Valium. So yeah, do a complete ballistics. Every single bullet that was fired, know which guns that came out of. They know that. Vegas shooter continued. Oh man. Like we need help killing ourselves, we got 22 vets a day taking their own lives. And then we got to have this kind of crap going on. My God, what a fallen race we are. How long did it take for these people to respond? I heard some story like over an hour for the cops to actually get there. The security guard got up to the room, but he was shot, I guess. I don't think he was killed, but he was shot. It's some messed up stuff. The guy was able to plant cameras. How do you plant cameras without being seen by the cameras on security? And if you try to cover up those cameras, somebody's on your butt immediately. How did this happen? Okay, this hotel should be shut down. I say it's a memorial. It's a memorial now. Confiscate it. Feds, local authorities, confiscate it. Give it to the victims. Give it to the victims. Yeah, and then we'll have the taxpayers will gladly pay to subsidize it. No, they can make their own money. Turn it into a coffee klatch. Free coffee to anybody that can't afford it. Free meals to people that can't afford to pay. I heard those restaurants work out very well, that they end up being more profitable than those that charge for the food. Did you know that? Just like I suggest, that's why taxes should be 100% voluntary. Because we'd be in the black, way, way, way deep in the black. And that's contrary to what the evildoers want. Contrary to what the Federal Reserve wants. All the lenders want. That's contrary. They'd be rendered irrelevant. You understand? They'd be out of a job. Oh my God, we're in trouble if people don't understand this fundamentally. Just understand what I'm saying, folks. Crime would plummet overnight. Kinder, safer, gentler society. Just end extreme poverty. This is what we could have that. Vastly, incalculably cheaper to the taxpayers. And the taxpayers are those that pay the cost of living. Because like I pointed out before, there's no difference between a high cost of living and high taxes. The effect is identical, so why would you argue that point? It's a fact. So now there's this, we're going to not only self-censor, but we're going to isolate. We're not even going to go to events where there's a lot of people now. That's what they're doing to us. Population control. So the evildoer is these New World Order cabal, this bunch, grand puppeteers. They benefit too because this is population control. We keep away from each other. We don't hook up. We don't even want to populate. I mean, who wants to bring a child into a world like this? You see how they're playing on psychologically? They're gaslighting us, psychological warfare. Do you understand how this thing works? All the benefits, all the number, the list, the laundry list of ways they benefit from this thing. Population control. Sick, man. Bloodthirsty, freakish maniacs. that would do this thing to us. But like I pointed out before, the best advice I can give is to tune in individually and collectively to the spirit of truth, be comforted and encouraged by that, and go out and comfort and encourage other people. That those people, they're all still alive. Don't worry. We're all still, everybody that ever lived and died on earth is alive to God, and we're to believe like God. So maybe we ought to set up a sting, like a second, get a couple of steps ahead of these people and make some enticing target for them, and then just grab one of these suckers before they get a chance to unload. Set them up, but don't let them unload. Otherwise, then that smacks of another false flag that some federal agency, some CIA agency is going to and usher in. Okay, we don't want any crap like that because we know there's black hats in the CIA too, and they've been jilted recently. Black hats in the CIA have been jilted. Black hats in the FBI have been jilted. Black hat terrorists, they're all black hats terrorists, ISIS, Al Qaeda, all of those guys. The Antifa, we know they're black hat fascists. Some of them believe they're crap, but they're delusional. They're deluded. They're self-deceived. Okay, deceived by others. Okay, so you got a whole bunch of people, Quay Bono, who benefit, who are just getting a chuckle out of this whole thing. I think it's all wonderful because it killed the kind of people they don't like. Okay, it's sick, man. We're messed up. You see, I can't say enough about this. I'm really messed up with all this writing I did on it. But I think the guy's 100% patsy. That's just my own gut feeling. Not that he wasn't corrupted. Very corrupted and compromised, blackmailable. Jeez, man, oh man. I wrote a lot about this. So I hope nobody thinks we don't need God's help now. Okay, on to other stuff in the news. Let's see. They say there's a housing shortage. They blame the fact that not enough people want to go into the building industry, which is a crock of bull. Pay more. If you want build more houses, then you pay the people more. Make it like the doctors or dentists or lawyers. Okay, those people get no status. Most of those people that are building the houses they don't even get livable wage. Only the contractors are getting paid fair. All the people working below them aren't getting paid fair. I mean, they're the only ones that should be paid for the houses anyhow. The bankers should be benefiting from this. They jack up the prices, and these real estate agents, they get more commission. The higher they drive their price fixing, manipulating markets. So don't blame them. I mean, it makes me sick the way that the news media comes out with crap. I know they're scam. I know how they operate. They're a bunch of freaking liars, and they're so underhanded and deceitful with their lying, the propaganda. This is gaslighting. It's psychological warfare. So they want to just change the meaning of terms. They want to keep manipulating us into infinity. God, I'm sick of these people. We got... So I know the score about this housing and this BS they're coming up with. I know they're regulating stuff the way they want to keep prices high. That's market manipulation. That's price rigging, price fixing. The last thing they want is to see prices start to plummet. Okay, with Trump cutting social programs, if he gets rid of that Section 8, oh boy, you're going to see your rents go way down. You're going to see housing costs go way down. But that's the kind of thing that'll get a man assassinated. Okay, and I'm not incompassionate, so I say, well, what do you do with all those people that can't afford to pay their rent? Put them out on the street? Okay, remember, at the end of the day, it's going to hurt Rich Dad and his ilk the most. That's who's been benefiting. Guys like Paddock, okay, that would benefit from rentals, the high cost of renting, okay, that's who benefits, okay. Buy them houses. So does that sound like an incompassionate guy? It'd be cheaper, so it's fiscally conservative. But I get it from both ends of the spectrum. People think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Two women were killed in France in a France knife attack, and the murderer shouting "Allahu Akbar." What God is great as he murders. That really emulates God properly, doesn't it? God is great.